The piano, one of the most iconic and versatile musical instruments, has a rich history that dates back several centuries. Its invention was a result of the evolution of keyboard instruments, and it has since become a central fixture in both classical and popular music. The development of the piano marks a pivotal moment in the history of music, influencing composers, performers, and audiences around the world. Before the piano, there were several keyboard instruments, including the clavichord and the harpsichord, which were popular during the Renaissance and Baroque periods. Both instruments used strings to produce sound, but the way they generated the sound was quite different from the modern piano. The harpsichord, for example, plucked the strings when a key was pressed, while the clavichord used a small piece of metal to strike the strings. However, these instruments lacked the dynamic range that would later become a key feature of the piano. Musicians and composers at the time desired an instrument that could produce both soft and loud sounds depending on how forcefully the keys were played. This led to the search for a keyboard instrument with greater expressive capabilities. The piano as we know it today was invented by an Italian instrument maker named Bartolomeo Cristofori around the year 1700. Cristofori was originally a maker of harpsichords, but he was frustrated by the limitations of the instrument, particularly its inability to vary dynamics, volume. He set out to create a new type of keyboard instrument that could respond to the player's touch, allowing for a wide range of dynamics. Cristofori's invention was called the gravicembalo col piano e forte, meaning harpsichord with soft and loud, which was later shortened to pianoforte and eventually just piano. What set Cristofori's piano apart was its innovative hammer mechanism. When a key was pressed, a hammer struck the string, producing sound. The force with which the key was pressed determined how hard the hammer hit the string, and thus how loud or soft the note sounded. This feature, known as touch sensitivity, made the piano the first keyboard instrument capable of dynamic expression. Although Cristofori's invention was revolutionary, the piano did not immediately become popular. It took several decades for the instrument to gain widespread recognition. One reason for this was that early pianos were expensive and difficult to build. However, as more instrument makers began experimenting with Cristofori's design, improvements were made to both the sound and the playability of the instrument. In the mid-18th century, the piano began to gain prominence, particularly in Germany, where instrument makers like Gottfried Silbermann made important refinements to the original design. The development of stronger iron frames and better stringing techniques allowed the piano to produce a louder, richer sound, which appealed to both composers and performers. By the late 18th century, the piano had become a staple in both public performances and private homes. Composers like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig van Beethoven were instrumental in popularizing the piano, composing many works that showcased its expressive capabilities. Beethoven, in particular, pushed the boundaries of what the piano could do, helping to establish it as the dominant instrument of the Romantic period. Throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, the piano underwent further technological developments. The introduction of the sustain pedal, which allows notes to resonate even after the keys are released, added to the instrument's expressive range. Additionally, the design of the keyboard itself was standardized to the 88 keys we see today, covering 7 full octaves and a few extra notes. Piano manufacturers such as Steinway & Sons, Bosendorfer, and Yamaha played a major role in perfecting the modern piano, creating instruments capable of producing a powerful, nuanced sound that is suitable for concert halls and intimate settings alike. The birth of the piano was a groundbreaking moment in the history of music. From Bartolomeo Cristofori's original design to the modern grand piano, the instrument has evolved into one of the most important tools for composers and performers. Its ability to produce a wide range of dynamics and its rich, expressive sound have made the piano an indispensable part of Western music, influencing genres from classical to jazz, pop, and beyond. Today, the piano continues to inspire and captivate musicians and audiences across the globe, remaining as relevant and beloved as ever.